Well, good morning, everybody. It is Monday. Let's make it happen. This morning, we are going to be joined by my newest guest and the first time Facebooker with me, Joe Hargett. He's checking in from Southern California, the Los Angeles area, I believe. So we'll get him on board. Joe is one of the founders of Trade Vitality, which is a MAP policy enforcement agency. And for those of you guys, those of you, my friends that are not familiar with the backside of the motorcycle industry, we're going to learn a little bit about what happens behind the scenes this morning. We got some racetrack lessons, talk competition. That's what we're going to do this morning. And I see that the lighting here, this beautiful in Minnesota, we're pushing about 30 degrees. Good morning, Joe.
Good morning.
So I didn't get to explain that. Yeah, you got it. So I'm sitting here in the office, and I see Primo's at the airport. Going to have a good show. Good morning, Larry Middleton. So
What's up, Primo?
Yeah, everything backwards. He called you East Coast, right? The origins of Joe Hargett.
That's right.
So looking at this, I can see I am very much in the sun, in the spotlight today. And it's funny, I was checking this out because so that side is the office window. That side is, I have these, they're 3 foot wide by 3 foot tall calendars of the whole year for wildlife.
Oh, okay.
And I have 2 of those. So I got equal glare coming off of that side as the actual window. So anyways, good morning.
Good morning.
We won't waste a whole lot of time explaining my office. Most of the guys have been here before. So I'm going to watch our time here. So I didn't get to do a whole lot of planning for this one. I've been on the road running, and you and I chatted a little bit last week. I think I was driving home from a show when we connected.
Yeah.
And then this weekend I was on a show, and I was going to chat or get some notes together this morning. And my daughter happened to call me. So happy birthday, Casey. Casey's in Sweden, and she turns 23 today. My youngest actually makes me feel a little bit old, but I only feel old in the mornings. But once I get up and move, and then my age comes back down. I'm down back into my 20s or early 30s by this time of the day.
You only feel old at like 6 a.m. California time, right?
Yeah. So the lesson, Joe, if you've watched the show, I know you've watched it a few times. Some of your friends probably haven't seen this before. One of the things we do here at Let's Make It Happen, we've been talking racing lessons. So you're an old race guy. You're in the motorcycle business.
I got lots of scars to prove it. That's right.
Right. So there's a lot of lessons learned at the racetrack that relate to real life situations, challenges, obstacles, hurdles, things that we can maybe use a different perspective that only a racer would get, and apply that to life. And I like to say a lot of the kids that we see on the weekends at the racetrack, the general public looks at them as a bunch of spoiled little shits that get to just go play on their dirt bikes all weekend. Being in the industry, we know that not to be true. They're usually the highest GPAs in their class. They're usually the most well-disciplined and very respectful kids. So what I've been doing here on my show on Monday mornings is take these lessons, figure out ways to relate them to real life. And one of the lessons I've learned is that about competition. And you and I have talked about this, and good, clean competition only makes everybody better. And who better to have on my show than the guy that runs a MAP policy company?
That's right.
So tell us a little bit about Joe Hargett and your history.
Well, a little bit of my history. I mean, I've only ever worked in the motorcycle industry, other than on my dad's dairy farm and I guess Napa Auto Parts for a little bit. But at age 16, I started working for an aftermarket exhaust company, dirt bikes exhaust, snowmobile exhaust and stuff. And then when I was around 21, moved to California, started working for No Fear. Then spent some time at Scorpion Helmets and then Western Power Sports. So yeah, lots of distribution, branding, learn a lot, did a lot of racing, from age, I guess, 13 or so till about 21 or so. Raced a lot of RM125s, rebuilt a lot of RM125s. But yeah, I mean, and like you said, Craig, growing up as a racer, where, and everything, I've kind of been a fixer. If there's a problem, let's fix it, and that led me right into my passion for map monitoring. I saw a huge problem. I mean, I've had the company with two partners for 5 years now, and I
Jesus,
saw it
it's
then.
been that long.
What
I
I
can't
know,
believe
that's
it's
what
been
I
that
said.
long.
I know. I was just looking at I got my first little check on the wall, and I looked at the date, and I'm like, wow, it's been 5 years already. But yeah, I mean, you talk about competition, you talk about an even playing field, and that's basically what we help provide. We are one tool in the toolbox to even the playing field for everybody. So
So
that's
let's
it.
I'm gonna cut you off there because some of the viewers don't know what a map policy is. So
Yeah.
explain that. And I mean, it kind of seems like we're not playing fair with the consumer, but explain what a map policy is.
Okay, so MAP, manufactured advertised pricing policy. So it's basically what the retailer is allowed to advertise online, on their website, on Amazon, on eBay. And there's a million different ways that these brands, can write their policy. But the bottom line is if the retailer doesn't have any profit margin left in the product, they can't be a good retailer. They can't be the retailer that has people to answer the phone when there's tech questions, and to have a great return policy, and to really take good care of the end consumer. So yeah, manufacturer advertised pricing policy. It's only gotten bigger and bigger and bigger, and more brands are getting it. They're learning about it. They're like, oh my gosh, this is something I have to have. We all know, like, an iPhone. You can only buy it at certain places. It's going to be at the same price everywhere. There's no sense in even shopping it, really. So we're almost like the police online. We have software that helps us, find sellers, and not just violators, but sellers as well. So yeah, that
So
kind of helped a little bit.
yeah, so that like we talk about competition, everybody wants competition, and it's funny because so I recently was in the car business.
Right.
I've been in the motorcycle business for 25 years or better. Um, when you talk competition, so people think, at the racetrack, you're competing with these guys, and I guarantee you, excuse me, if you and I were to hit the motocross track together, we're not going to play dirty pool, but we're not going to let each other win.
Oh yeah.
We're not going to take each other out. We're not going to crash into each other, but we're going to do everything we can to win by just being better.
Oh yeah.
So to open that up a little bit, when you go to motorcycle shows, you do motorcycle shows all the time with your job. I travel to these things all the time. And you know who's always there are competing motorcycle shops. They're always sharing notes. You get them away from their dealerships, which we could call the racetrack. They're all friends. I've said for years, we're all in the same business. We're all just a big group of guys lucky enough to work in an industry that is what nobody needs. None of us need
Right.
any of the
Right.
stuff we sell.
Right.
We're just lucky enough to hang out in an industry talking with our buddies, riding motorcycles. Well, same with these shops. When they come to these shows, they're talking to each other. They're all a group of friends. It's the same in the car business. You go to the car auctions,
Right.
they're all just hanging out, chatting, and having a good time. They could be just across town from each other. But if they know that the competition is fair and they're all playing well together, everybody wins.
Yep.
So, kind of on the business side of things, now I am Wild Ass, and we launched with a map policy right off the bat.
Yep.
And I know that's the right way to do things, but we tightened that up in March quite a bit. We hired your company, and one of
Yep.
the things for my friends that are starting businesses, or your friends that are starting businesses, or even the people whose products you sell, tell them. So one of the things, a question I have for you is, you and I, we've never lost touch. I think we've always seemed to see each other, 2-3 times a year. We chat through Facebook, whatever. One of the things, that's very scary is, okay, there's a guy that might sell thousands of wild ass cushions,
Right.
but he's not making any money on them, you know, which then makes me go, why is he doing this? What, you know, why bother? Why do all this
Yep.
work to not make any money? We're all here to make money. Everybody goes
Yep.
to work to make money.
Yep.
So one of the fears as a manufacturer is, okay, now if I tell that guy he can't sell them anymore, he's just not going to sell anymore. So then I'm going to go out of business. What's going to happen? So, you know what I mean? So
yeah, totally.
That's a fear. I know better than to have that fear, but a lot of people don't. So explain some of how that works on your side.
Oh yeah, no, I'm so glad you asked that too, because so the biggest thing is there's a lot of brands that have a policy, but they don't enforce them. So then the retailers are very, very sharp. They're smart. They also use software as well to look at their competition to see what's going on. Everybody knows everything today's. Everybody has a login. Everybody knows everything. It's all out there. So to kind of address your question, I mean, retailers will test brands. Oh, they have a MAP policy. Are they enforcing it today? Well, how about tomorrow? Because I have to stay competitive, you know? And they'll run reports. Well, I was selling this product a lot last year, but it's turned off. Why is it not selling anymore? They review their listings. They look at everything. They're like, man, it still looks good. I don't get it. They look at their competition. Oh, that's why. Because this guy over here is dropping his shorts and he's selling it too cheap. So, but to truly address it is, okay, here's this one guy, and who knows how he's selling them? Is he selling them on eBay? Is he selling them on Amazon? You know, if he's doing that, I guarantee there's 10 other sellers on there that aren't going to do that. They're not going to drop their shorts. So you're not going to lose that business. You are going to elevate your price online. It will be higher, so it will be a little bit more expensive if you don't have that one guy or two guys that are just dropping their shorts online. But 9 times out of 10, we get more thank yous. Thank you for, I didn't realize they had a policy. I didn't realize they were enforcing the policy. So thank you for doing that. I'll change my price right away. We'll be, you know, we love MAP policies. Thank you for doing that. 9 times out of 10, it's actually higher than that. It's like 99 out of 100. The retailers say, thank you so much. I mean, we honestly, I don't know the numbers or whatever, but we get contacted constantly by retailers. Retailers are desperate for brands to have an enforced MAP policy. They're like, I need to monitor 100,000 SKUs. And we're like, whoa, that's way too many. That'll break everything. But because they're so desperate, because they need profit margin, you know, we're all in business to make money, but we all, you know, you and I are extremely passionate about what we do. I see you at almost every show I do. We're both nuts and we love doing shows and we get a high off of it and everything. And it's super fun for us. But yeah, no, I mean, you gotta, you have to turn people off, you know, if they're not gonna, you know, adhere to your policy. You have to. And then usually they will see that. Other retailers will see that, like, okay, they're serious. They're actually serious and they're going to do something about, perfect. This is great, you know?
Yeah. And I can attest to that as a manufacturer working some of these shows. So on the distributor side, I've worked a couple distributor shows here in the last few months. When you tell the rep that we have a MAP policy in, that's the guy that's going to lose the sales to that shop that's just blowing a bunch of product out the door. That's not making any money on it. The rep's still getting paid on it. But you know what? That rep still goes, right, good deal. I like that. Thank you. And then,
for sure.
Well, he gains the credit, you know, we, Wild Ass, regain the credibility to all the shops in the area. But then on dealer days, the dealers always come in and go, oh, thank God. Love it. Are you enforcing it? How are you enforcing it? And it was nice to say I actually was able to hire a MAP police force to take care of that for me. And they were very thankful for it. So that was good. And then I've been working retail shows, which is where you and I saw each other last, was in Long Beach.
Yep.
And it's funny because people will come up and, just like you said, they'll grab their phone and they'll hold it right there and they'll look. and they'll go, well, it's this much online. And I'll
Yeah,
look
they're
at
not
it and
even
go,
shy anymore. People are not even shy anymore.
no.
They'll do, hey, look, it's right here. Hey, look, hey, look.
Yeah, I had a guy come up to me and tell me, look, it's $99 online, and you're telling me it's $224 here. So I looked at it and I said, here's the deal. I said, that's the picture they're posting. This is the description. I said, you're not getting the same thing. I said, I can match that price on the same product because it's retail.
Right.
And most of the time what we get though is the people going, oh, it's the same price online. So my new reply is absolutely, we don't mark it up to come to these shows like some people used to do.
Right.
I
Right.
mean, we don't.
Right.
that's the way that it should
Yeah.
be approached, right? Is there a
Yeah.
show discount? Absolutely not. We kept it at retail. We didn't mark it up at all because we got to pay a lot of money to be here. Which one?
Yeah. Gosh, I don't know how many times I've said that to people, you know, when they're grinding you at those shows. Oh my gosh. I'm like, you see this little footprint right here? You have no idea how expensive it is to have this
Yeah.
footprint and to get here and everything else that goes into it. And that's, you know, and that goes the same for an online seller and a brick and mortar. They have overhead. They've got to have profit margin in order to be a good retailer. And that's what we want. We want the good retailers because they're going to give the end consumer a good experience, and they're going to keep coming back, and they're going to keep riding, and they're going to keep wearing stuff out, and they're going to want the best parts and the latest and greatest, and they're going to want to know all that stuff. We need the good retailers, and to be a good retailer, you have to have profit margin so that you can pay good staff, because good staff costs money.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah. You need good employees that know their product, that care about what they're doing because you're paying them well. So they're educated. Yeah. Like it's a big circle that spins right back to a happy customer.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yep, for sure.
Yeah, if everybody's making money, everybody wins.
Yes, I agree. And everyone's a little happier for some reason. I don't know why. Yeah. Everyone's a little happier when they're making money.
It's the craziest thing.
Yeah.
So the biggest reason for Wild Ass being on the MAP policy, and we didn't want to make this, I said we don't make these Wild Ass shows, but is we don't, we sell on value, quality of product, quality of customer service. And I mean, I can't do that for free.
Yeah.
So that's just the way it is.
Yeah, exactly.
Everybody loves, people are afraid of competition sometimes. And I happen to grow up in a family where, my family was in the car business. And
okay.
Little car dealerships come up and they'd go, or mechanic shops come and go. And my dad, my uncle, my grandfather, they all just worked with these other places. If you work with your competition, now all of a sudden everybody's winning. And I never understood that as a child, but I learned that growing up because Dad always said, competition is good. It's only going to make you better.
Oh man, it's so true. I mean, I'll never ever forget like my first 125 expert race that I did at Frozen Ocean in Auburn, New York. Those guys held the throttle on so long into the corners, and I was just so tapped, and I've never gone that fast, ever. It's just like my game got elevated so much because of all those guys around me. And I remember it like it was yesterday, how fast they go into the corners.
I have a very photographic, perfect image of my first race in A. Were you last place?
No, I got an okay start because it was at one of my home tracks.
In the finish.
I don't think so. I was fairly ready to go.
I was way in the back.
Okay.
Which was funny because when I made the jump from intermediate to expert, or B to A here in Minnesota,
yep.
I was a very fast B guy.
Mm-hmm.
And when I made it to A class, I remember coming around the third lap, and I was riding the fastest I've ever ridden, like scaring myself, going through corners so fast. And I come around the corner, and there's my uncle going, "What are you doing?" I'm like, going as fast as I can, kiss my
all
ass.
I got. It's all I got. Yeah.
But the coolest part is everybody in A class, they're like, "Hey, dude, I saw you take this line over here. Try this." What?
Yeah.
You want me to go faster? That's awesome.
Yeah.
And that's the way those faster classes works, because they all give each other pointers. They're all practicing together. It's a pretty cool deal. It's like competition is a good thing.
My common question was, so what gear are you hitting that one in? Is that third gear? Or you don't have to click fourth, do you? Yep,
I was
I
the guy
remember
that always
that.
said, I don't know. I didn't know how
I
fast it
that
was going.
I know there was a lot. I remember asking Bruce Stratton was a really fast. He did the nationals and everything, and I'm like, Bruce, do you go in first gear in the corners? You know, we're riding 120 RM 125. I don't know. I'm
Yeah.
like, I always knew what gear I was in. I've always been a little bit more methodical and smooth, and never quite had the raw speed. There's Joe Hargett. He's really smooth out there. Yeah, yeah.
I was not that smooth guy.
No,
I called it uncontrolled as could be, but fast as hell.
nice, nice.
So I wasn't really that fast either, but that's just what I called it because it felt really fast. So
Oh man, it was so much fun though. Oh, the memories that we have, and looking back at the tapes and sharing them with the kids. It was awesome.
yeah,
It was
the
awesome.
big lessons learned in life, and that's what we try to do here every Monday is relate those in some way to business or to life in general, or if we have something going on in somebody's life, if there's a guest that wants to come on, just like you and I did, we connected, we talked for what, 5 or 10 minutes, and I'm like,
Yeah,
here's our subject. It's competition. It just all
yeah.
of a
I
sudden
mean,
lit up.
it's like what you and I talked about, I think yesterday or the day before, like good, clean, hard racing, and that's in business, I mean, I've had my front end taken out and it's never made me madder, and I want to take his out. And it's like, well, neither of us rose up, it's like if we would just come into the corner hard, and let them know, hey, I'm here, you know, it's better for everybody, instead of cleaning people out, taking them out. It's like, no, let's raise up, let's ride hard, let's compete really hard. I mean, I see it all the time. Like you said, you talk about shows and stuff, and everybody walks around and you see how other retailers are doing it, and you're like, I never thought of that. That's brilliant. That's a great display. That's a great demo.
Yeah.
It's a great way to do that, and then that's why I always, retailers, go into your competition, walk in, put a different t-shirt on so they don't know who you are, and go in and see how they do it. Because, I mean, I love roundtable sessions. You sit around, you're like, I never thought of that idea. That's brilliant. That is great. Or, that's a dumb idea, Craig. But
Right.
yeah, no, it's you get a couple people together that share the same passion and all have the same goals, and man, it's amazing how the ideas that can come out and how high you can go.
And we all have those friends that have already done what we're trying to do.
Oh,
So I don't know if you've ever heard of the 6 degrees of separation.
I don't
What
think
that
so.
is, anybody in the world that's alive today, you can get in contact with that person within 6 people.
Okay,
I completely believe that's true. You just have to know the people to ask.
interesting.
So you're connected to everybody, and if you do a little research, you can always find the help that you're looking for, or the advice, or how did you do that, or whatever.
Right.
So I'm a big believer in that. You talk about that guy that took out your front wheel. Wild ass, we had our both wheels taken out right off the start, and we're clawing back through. But I remember in racing when that guy took out my front wheel. Yeah, I was pissed. I mean, livid. But then once you settle down, you get back to the truck. You're like, okay, that was my fault.
Right. I left the door open. I left the
Yeah.
door wide open. Yep.
Next time he's not going to get that opportunity, and
Yep.
that's the way you need to approach life in general. Is if I got smoked in something, that's probably my fault. I should not have put myself in that situation to be taken out. So next time it
Exactly.
happens, game on. He's not going to
Yeah.
catch me. You
Yeah, it
get to the
happens
next
once,
race,
it
the next
happens
week.
twice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Happens 3 times. Now it's my fault. Now it's my
Yeah.
fault. Now I'm the idiot for leaving the door wide open.
And then the other thing is those dirty racers, you can't focus on them because
Right.
they aren't going to be around long.
Right.
Those guys, they never make it to A class. They rarely make it through, to B class. Usually they're, 6, 8 week guys, and then you don't see them anymore because they don't have what it takes. They don't have the work ethic. They don't have anything that's going to keep them driving and keep them moving forward in a clean way. And pretty
Yeah,
soon
and
the
that's
rules just take them out.
And that's where, I think some businesses, they get so concerned with their competition and everything, and they need to know what their competition is doing. Absolutely. You got to know what they're doing. But at the end of the day, let's control what we can do. Focus on ourselves. Keep educating yourself. Keep watching. It's so easy nowadays to keep educating yourself and keep learning, because with YouTube, I mean, I drive a ton, so I'm constantly, I'll go on YouTube and I'll pull up, I want to learn about this today, and I'll watch a 10-minute video on this. Or the TED Talks are amazing, and there's some
TED Talks are
amazing. Oh gosh, it's all free. It's all free.
I
And
know.
I don't have to read a stupid book. I can listen to it.
Yep.
I can listen to it and just keep elevating ourselves. And I mean, we all know the information's right there in front of us. But yeah, we at the end of the day, we got to just really focus on ourselves and what we have control over, and not get so fixated on, oh, what's this guy doing over here? Oh my gosh, what's he doing? Well, all right,
Right.
he's doing his old thing. It's negative. It's not positive. Let's focus on positive things, and let's just keep doing the right things. You keep doing the right things for people, and it'll just circle back to you. It I don't know. It always has for me.
Yep.
You just keep doing the right thing, and being honest, and ethics, and all of that, and it'll come back to you. I believe
Exactly right.
very, very strongly in that. So
I agree 100%. Sorry, Primo. I agree completely. So, yeah.
well,
um,
gotcha.
so no, that's, and that's what we're trying to do on my end of things, is we're trying to make sure we run a clean game. We're doing the best we can. We're supporting everybody we can. And we're, we know we have the best product, best customer service, and all we have to do to help us out on the other end is find a company like yours that's going to keep all of our retailers on the same playing field, and everybody's going to win with us. So, and it's all with the help of companies like yours, and that's why it was good to have you on the show this morning. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no, it's nerve-wracking. I mean, I totally did the wake up early for an airplane ride, that you can't
Yep.
miss. I woke up at 12, I woke up at 2, I woke up at 3. Yeah, I did that. That was, the coffee will be flowing today, that's for
Right.
sure.
Well, you did good. I appreciate it. So one thing, how do people reach out to you? I guess they can do it right through here. That's a stupid
Yeah,
question.
that
So right
yeah,
through
they
here,
can.
they can click on and chat with you. Any of my friends, if you guys need to, any information on map policing, the map cops, here's
That's
the
right.
chief.
That's
Talk to
right.
him. Any of your friends. This is what I do every Monday morning. Every Monday morning, it's at 8 o'clock. And I'd love to have any one of you guys on as a guest. Let's just chat, shoot the shit, see if we can't maybe change the perspective of some people, and kick Mondays, the week off in the right gear.
That's right, baby.
So
Wide open.
I'm going to put you on the spot here. You get a final word, and to send everybody off to their week with, and then we're going to wrap it up.
Oh wow, you didn't prepare me for this one.
Nope.
A final word to send everyone off for the week. I mean, shoot. I mean, just stay positive. Honestly, that's your video with Doug Henry. His glass half full. I mean, I tell you, my wife, it drives my wife crazy, but my glass is overflowing sometimes, and I don't know. I can stay positive, but that's everything. It's mindset. It's, if you can just stay positive, keep in a good frame of mind, whatever it takes for you. Everyone's different, to get in the positive mindset, whether it's simply treating yourself and having a nice Starbucks, and then it puts you in a good mood. You put the right music on in your car, because I mean, music, I mean, that's a game changer for a lot of people. You put the right song on, you're like, you know what, I'm feeling it. You put the window down. Well, I'm in California, so the weather is a little bit better over here. But, just a positive mindset and a good attitude, and work your butt off. That's it. Let's
Perfect.
do this.
Sounds good. Good ingredients in equals better stuff out.
For sure.
So everybody, you guys go out this week. Thank you again, Joe, for coming on board, and we'll be in touch. All of you guys go out this week, kick some ass, have some fun doing it. We'll see you next Monday. Thanks,
See ya.
Joe.